Hey all, Hipper here. So it's ranked time again, and it's ranked time every week, and it's ranked for tier 5 this time. And yeah, if I sound a little bit sick of it, it's because I am. I loved the first tier 3 season of this one-on-one ranked. Tier 4 was okay, and here at tier 5, I'm starting to get really bored with it, I must admit that. When we were playing tier 3, I didn't think I would ever get bored of this, but well, I am. And I don't think it's anything to do with the tier this time. I thought at tier 4, I thought it was because there wasn't really that many funny ships at tier 4. But at tier 5, I actually have one of my favorite ships, the Exeter. But it's just, yeah, I mean, the maps are the same, the spawns are the same, and there's really only a few ways that you can win these battles here, so everyone plays pretty much the same way. And it also didn't help that I got almost all of my matchups were cruiser versus cruiser, which I think is extremely boring, because pretty much the same thing happens every time. They torp each other, and that's about it. I mean, whoever gets the first torps in usually wins, and yeah, I know there's not really any way of fixing that, because, I mean, that's the game and that's how you play it, but I just wish I had some more battleship opponents or destroyer opponents. It's much more interesting in my opinion. Of course, you can't really, complain, it's that's the way, that's how the game is, and
Main turret critically damaged.
when you make a mistake, then you lose, usually. There's not much margin for error in these battles here, unless you're facing a brand new player or anything like that. So, I mean, from that perspective, it's fun, and I still think this should be a permanent part of the game. There should be just a little bit more variety in these maps here, and the spawns should also be shaked up a little bit. Everybody spawns pretty much in the same spot, at least on some of the maps, it seems like. And I mean, after you played these 20 or whatever ranked battles you have to get through, then, I mean, you pretty much know where the opponent's going to go and what they're going to do, and how they're going to approach the battle, depending on what type of ship they're in. So I started to just do random stuffs in this season here. And this battle here, I wanted to see if I could win on points, because I don't think I ever did that before, and it was extremely tedious, and I'm sure this California here, he hated me, because I wanted to see, can I win this thing on points? And of course that took like more than 10 minutes, but which is quite tedious for both of us, I guess, but I wanted to see if I could do it, and well, I could, but there wasn't really much else to it. And like I said, I kind of started to treat this ranked a little bit like a training room, trying different ships, trying different setups, see what would happen if you shoot a certain way and stuff like that. So I think to keep my interest in this ranked here, then a few things will have to happen, and we need a little bit more variety. The maps are quite okay, I think we just need more of them, and the spawns need to be shaked up a bit. So you can see here I switched my Exeter for the Graf Spee. I wanted to see if the Sailing Robin was correct in at like recommending this ship for this season, and yeah, I think he was. I actually think it's probably the best ship to pick, to be honest. I was a bit disappointed in the performance of Exeter, to be honest.
Ship is on fire.
The biggest problem seemed to be the lack of torpedoes on Exeter. It only has 3, and it's not really enough to kill off the most, tough ships. And Spee here has 4 torpedoes, so it's just better, really. It's a bit surprising to me, because when I first read it, I thought, like, really, Spee? I know it's good in ranked when you are, arena, when you're teamed up. But I was thinking, one-on-one, I don't know. But yeah, it actually turned out quite good, I think. So if you still haven't done tier 5 and you want to do a cruiser, I can recommend this one. I think it's probably the best pick. It has punchy guns, and I run an agile build on it, so if I get into trouble, I'll just kite away. And of course it has a wonderful sonar, which is very important to me, and it has heals, so it's definitely not a bad pick. And I kind of agree with Robin in that it's probably the best cruiser to pick. It's a bit of a shame because I was looking forward to see how the Exeter would actually do one-on-one, but yeah, I mean, it did okay. It wasn't bad or anything like that, but against battleships it struggled a little bit, unless you got to fire off both sides of torpedoes. So again, it makes me wonder what ship I'll do for tier 7, because I was originally planning to do Edinburgh, which is also the one Robin recommends, but I have my doubts when it comes to the torpedo armament on Edinburgh, because it only has 3 torpedoes as well, and the ships at tier 7 are a lot tougher than at tier 5, so I'm not really sure. But of course it'll have to be a German cruiser or a British cruiser, because they have the best sonars, and sonar is just so important in this 1v1 here. So next week we'll have tier 6 ranked, and that's my least favorite tier. It's actually, I wouldn't call it my hate tier, but I don't play it a lot. And I don't really have any wonderful ships there. I know everybody's going to play Weimar, of course, so I'm not going to do that. I think I'm actually going to play the Cheshire, just to see if the ship is that bad, really, because I like the ship, but yeah, it's not the best ship in the game, that is for absolute certain. So it would be kind of interesting to see how it would actually do in these one-on-ones here, because it has a very nice heel, and I think it has 4 torpedoes. That's what you need, and it has a British sonar, so it's not too bad. On paper it looks good, but maybe I'll change my mind after a few battles. Who knows? But I think for now I'm planning to do Cheshire for next week's rank.
Action stations.
So 1 versus 1 ranked has lost a little bit of its shine to me. It's still a lot of fun, and I'd still play it, but it's not as new and fresh as it was 3 weeks ago when we've got the first season. Like I said, it's getting a little stale with the same spawns, the same maps, and with only 2 ships, there are only a few ways you can actually play these setups here, and yeah, it just doesn't make for very varied gameplay. But of course, some people really love that, and I thought the tier 3 was actually very interesting, and lots of different tactics, probably because people hadn't really done it before. But this tier 5 here is really showing that people are getting used to this one-on-one now. They know how to approach each other, and they know where the best spots are to sit, and it just makes it less interesting, I think. There's no way to fix that, of course, because everybody wants to win, so we'll just have to deal with it. But that was my thoughts on the tier 5 season of Ranked, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.